a bank commits fraud, gives money to people like Vadwans, Nirav Modis, Vijay Malias, Ambanis, Anil Ambani, they give money. And then, one day, the bank goes kaput. RBI comes in the middle and says, oh, the bank is kaput, stop everything, stop all operations. Don't give any money to anybody more. All depositors, you cannot take your money. This is what happened to PMC, Punjab and Maharashtra Bank. And then everybody sits tight. The mortgaged assets of people who have borrowed money from the bank, their assets are lying. But as far as PMC is concerned, RBI has still not liquidated them. I have got a statement from the Joint Commissioner of Economic Offence Wing of Mumbai, who has claimed that more assets have been recovered from the lender, from the borrower, and that possibly is more than the total money which is supposed to be disbursed. He says that he is done. I have got his statement on record. But RBI is sitting tight, not giving anything. The problem that I am trying to say here is RBI has all the authority but absolutely no responsibility. That's the point I was trying to make here. I have a suggestion for Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman and RBI. My humble suggestion to Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman is, like the RBI insists on KYC, that is, know your customer, from the banks before a customer comes and becomes a depositor in the bank, the same way RBI should issue a know your bank certificate, pamphlet, book, whatever, to the customer. The RBI should be absolutely transparent to the customer about the bank that the customer is going to go and deposit his money in. The bank should make it absolutely clear as to what is the health of that bank, how good is that bank, how is the functioning of that bank, and if there are some fraudulent accounts, fraudulent entries, fraudulent business that bank is committing. The RBI should rate the banks. So before I put my money into a bank, I should get a KYB from RBI, which tells me what is the rating RBI gives that particular bank, and RBI should make it clear as to what have they found in their yearly audit in that bank. For instance, RBI had doubts about PMC Bank since 2011. But the customers didn't know. So the customers went on putting the money. Had I known that there were some queries that RBI had raised, RBI had some point of view, I would have decided whether I want to invest in PMC Bank or not in 2011. In 2020, I would have not lost my money. I have not lost my money, but I am just saying people would have not lost the money. The point is, RBI hid it from me. My point of view is, why can't RBI start KYB, know your bank? RBI endorses the bank, RBI rates the bank, and then I choose whether I want to invest in that bank or not. And if RBI rates that bank good, RBI rates gives them a 4 out of 5 ratings, then if that bank goes kaput, then I go catch RBI, because RBI has rated the bank. RBI will think 10 times, and the auditors of RBI who goes to these banks will think 10 times before giving that rating. RBI will be made responsible for that bank and to the customers. That's their job. That is why they are paid. That is why they are paid, and that's their job, and better well let them start doing it. I want to discuss more about this. I'm going to take Akhilesh Bhargav on the call, and let's see what's his point of view. Akhilesh, how come RBI has all the authority but no responsibility?
Yes.
Whenever a bank goes kaput, they come in like this, old-time Hindi film policemen. Last, after all the fight is over, they will come running and say, "Band karo sab." And that's all they do.
Right.
So, why doesn't RBI has responsibility and only authority? My question number one. My question number two, Akhilesh, which is linked to my question number one, is we were discussing about KYB, know your bank, which RBI issues to every depositors, making them responsible of giving ratings to the bank, making them responsible to make the depositors aware of what kind of bank they are putting their money in. What is your opinion?
So, Sujit, to answer your question, the Reserve Bank of India is the most powerful autonomous banking and financial regulator of India. In reality, the government cannot interfere with its functioning, even though, of course, it has been interfering and eroding its autonomy. That's a different subject. Now, so far, the RBI always used to complain, for example, that in the banking sector related to cooperative banks, the Reserve Bank has got dual power position, where some powers are with the state government and some are with the Reserve Bank. And because of that, mess continues to happen because they do not have enough powers. Last year in June, even that was removed, and now the Reserve Bank is the unquestioned regulator completely of private banks, public sector banks, cooperative banks, NBFCs, any other financial institution. So, to answer your first question, with such powers that the Reserve Bank has, there has to be enough commensurate responsibility and accountability. And that somewhere is missing because the Reserve Bank needs to have an accountability to be public. Look at it like this. The last banking failure that happened was Lakshmi Vilas Bank. The Reserve Bank moved in the last moment, and at that time, it got merged with the DBS Bank. But what if it was not done? What if DBS was not willing? Depositor money was about 20,000 crores, it would again have got lost. Or take the case of the PMC Bank. The Reserve Bank has done nothing about it. And the fact is that in the audit inspection of PMC Bank that the Reserve Bank conducts, the RBI was clearly negligent. This crisis was going on, or rather, the fraud was building up in the PMC Bank for many years. And in 2017, there were very clear indicators. The Reserve Bank could have known and could have been accountable to the depositors, as you are mentioning. That has not taken place. It ought to take place. I would agree with you.
But Akhilesh, tell me, we had a problem with Yes Bank. Rana Kapoor is behind bars. Why is the RBI not telling the depositors what actually went wrong? Why is the RBI not telling the depositors that why was there a fraud? Why was there this problem? Why was Rana Kapoor put behind bars? And what were the issues that they found out? Why are the depositors not made aware of this?
You know, you have such a valid point, Sujit, because when the Reserve Bank conducts an annual inspection of the banks, it is expected to go to the bank in totality. It goes through a number of factors which are called CAMEL. It goes through capital, it goes through asset quality, it goes to the management quality, it goes to the earnings, the liquidity and the sensitivity of the bank to the financial system. Based on that, they come to an analysis. Now, if you take the case of Yes Bank, there were immense, humongous regulatory non-compliances in the case of Yes Bank year after year. The Reserve Bank knew about it. It chose to keep quiet. There was a lot of window dressing also that took place in the case of Yes Bank, such that huge NPAs were hidden and it led to the collapse of the bank. Finally, State Bank of India came in to bail it out. I agree with what you're saying. When the Reserve Bank of India is conducting its annual inspection, it ought to come to some kind of a rating of the bank and tell the public what is the status of the bank so that the depositor is aware. The depositor is cautioned in advance how safe his money is, how sound his money will be with the bank. I think the Reserve Bank needs to do that. That would give some kind of accountability to the depositors by the RBI, which is the unquestioned banking regulator of the country.
So, Akhilesh, my last question. Would you endorse the KYB idea?
I completely endorse the idea, but let me give you a comparison, Sujit. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation in the US, which is a government body, also rates banks in the US. They give a rating between 1 to 5, wherein if your rating is 1 or 2, you're a very sound and safe bank. And if your rating is 4 or 5, they say that a failure is imminent in the next 12 to 24 months. That's the rating that the FDIC gives in the US. But you know, they don't make it public. They keep it confidential. So I think this problem is with central banks worldwide. They know the in and out of the banks and they do not warn the public. If you do a rating, even the Reserve Bank does a rating whenever it does an inspection of the bank. Why don't they let us know? Why can't they just keep away confidential parts of their report, which we understand, but those that the public should know for the public to be able to assess the health of the bank and take a call themselves. Are my deposits safe with this bank? Why does it not make public? Remains a mystery to us. Perhaps they don't want accountability coming to them. I think that could be the reason.
Akhilesh, people are dying. People commit suicide. A gentleman died 2 days back, a PMC account holder, without seeing a penny from his bank account, which he had earned possibly for his entire life. I mean, I really don't bother about what the protocol is and, central bank and non-central bank and all. It is about the people. Who is responsible for PMC deposit holders' money, Akhilesh?
Sujit, in my opinion, the Reserve Bank has to shoulder that responsibility, and trying to shirk it away is certainly not commensurate with a healthy democracy where you give all the powers to a body, but you give little accountability or responsibility. I think the RBI needs to be thinking about this.
Thank you so much, Akhilesh. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sujit.
So that was Akhilesh for you. To conclude my editorial today, I have two things to tell you. Number one, be very careful, or rather, do not take money from loan apps. That will put you into trouble. That's my point number one. My point number two, especially loan apps that are not authorized, and most of them are not. That's my point number one. My point number two is RBI has a lot of authority. I think it is time that RBI starts taking responsibility. And the time is now. I think India should have a KYB where RBI issues some kind of a rating, some kind of a insight on the banks that I'm going to deposit my money in. Till I see you next time. Namaskar. Namaskar. When we started HW News Network, there is one thing we promised ourselves, that we will keep our news free. Because we believe that the right to know is the right of every Indian. And we continue to keep our channel free. But as you know, to run a channel, we require money, and for which we have come in front of you. Now, we are starting a membership scheme. Membership scheme, mind you, is purely voluntary. Our channel will run as is, absolutely free of cost. The programs that you see currently, the programs that you saw yesterday, the programs that you are used to seeing till now will run as the way it is and absolutely free. But we require supporters for our channel.
First level is a basic level. Here, you can be our supporter by paying Rs 199 per month. This membership gives you certain perks and benefits. The perks include unique badges in front of your name, a live show from Mr. Sujit Nair and from Mr. Akhilesh Bhargava per month for our members. You can also vote in some exclusive members-only polls. Now the second level is Super Supporter. Here you can be our Super Supporter by paying Rs 3,999 per month. This membership will include every perk that comes with basic level. Additionally, our Super Supporters can be a part of a WhatsApp group where we can have discussions and suggestions on various topics. The second perk includes a gift pack with our merchandise. And the third perk is a Google Meet with Mr. Sujit Nair, where you can join the meet and ask your questions to Mr. Nair face to face. Lastly, if you like, we would give a shout out to our super supporters in our programs.
But if you help us, it will help to serve you better. Till I meet you next time, Namaskar.